In the year 2147, humanity had spread across the stars like seeds scattered by a cosmic wind. The United Earth Federation had colonized dozens of planets, forging alliances with alien species through trade, diplomacy, and sometimes uneasy truces. Captain Elias Thorne was one of those intrepid explorers, a rugged pilot from the dusty frontiers of Mars' colony. At 35, he had seen his share of wonders: the glowing nebulae of Orion's belt, the crystalline cities of the Zerathians, and the endless void that could swallow a man whole. But nothing prepared him for the day he crash-landed on Elisera Prime. Elisera Prime was a lush, uncharted world in the Outer Rim, teeming with bioluminescent flora and fauna that pulsed with an otherworldly rhythm. Elias's ship, the Stellar Wanderer, had been hit by a rogue asteroid during a routine survey mission. Alarms blared as he plummeted through the atmosphere, his emergency thrusters barely keeping him from total incineration. He ejected just in time, parachuting into a dense forest where the trees whispered secrets in the wind. Groggy and bruised, Elias awoke to the sight of three ethereal figures standing over him. They were tall, slender beings with skin that shimmered like opalescent pearls under the twin suns. Their eyes were large and luminous, shifting colors from deep violet to emerald green. Long, flowing hair cascaded down their backs, interwoven with vines that seemed alive, glowing faintly. They wore garments of woven light, fabric that adapted to the environment, camouflaging them perfectly. The one in the center stepped forward, her voice the melodic hum that resonated in his mind before his translator implant kicked in. "Human intruder. You have violated the sanctity of Elisera. State your purpose, or face the judgment of the Triad." Elias blinked, his head pounding. "I'm Captain Elias Thorne. My ship crashed. I mean no harm. I'm just trying to survive." The beings exchanged glances, their eyes flickering in silent communication. The central figure tilted her head. "I am Lyriel, first of the Sisters of the Veil. These are my kin, Muriel and Cyril. We are the guardians of this world. Your vessel's debris has scarred our sacred grove. You must atone." Elias struggled to his feet, assessing his situation. His survival suit was intact, but his communicator was fried. No calling for help. Atone? How? "I didn't mean to." Lyriel extended a hand, and a holographic vine projected from her palm, wrapping around his wrist gently but firmly. "You will come with us. The veil will decide your fate." As they led him through the forest, Elias marveled at the ecosystem. Trees that sang when touched, rivers that flowed upward into the sky, and creatures that phased in and out of visibility. The sisters moved with graceful precision, their bodies in perfect sync, as if sharing a single consciousness. He learned they were not just siblings but a telepathic triad, born from the same genetic pod in Elisera's ancient birthing chambers. Their species, the Elysians, reproduced through symbiotic cloning, creating clusters of identical sisters bound by a neural link. They shared thoughts, emotions, and even physical sensations. The group arrived at a towering spire made of crystalline lattice, the heart of their hidden city, Vale's Haven. It pulsed with energy, drawing power from the planet's core. Inside, Elias was scanned by floating orbs that hummed approval. "He is compatible," Muriel announced, her voice softer than Lyriel's. "The Veil senses potential in him." "Compatible for what?" Elias asked, suspicion creeping in. Cyril, the youngest and most playful, giggled, a sound like tinkling chimes. "For union, silly human. Your kind mate singly, but we Elysians bond in triads. One cannot exist without the others." Lyriel's eyes locked onto his. "You have awakened something in us, Captain Thorne. The crash was no accident. The Veil guided you here. I feel a pull toward you, a resonance in our link. But to claim me is to claim us all. Human, you can't just marry me. My sisters demand you take them too." Elias's jaw dropped. Marriage? To aliens? He had heard of interspecies unions in the Federation, but this was beyond anything in the diplomatic manuals. "Whoa, hold on. I'm flattered, but I barely know you. And marriage? That's a big leap from "sorry I crashed on your planet." The sisters encircled him, their presences merging in his mind through a gentle telepathic probe. Flashes of their lives invaded his thoughts, centuries of isolation, protecting Elisera from invaders, the loneliness of their eternal bond. Elysians lived for hundreds of years, but their population was dwindling due to a cosmic blight that sterilized their birthing pods. They needed fresh genetic material to survive, and humans, with their adaptable DNA, were ideal. "You are the key," Lyriel explained. "Our scans show your biology can integrate with ours, creating hybrid offspring to renew our race. But the bond is unbreakable. Refuse, and we must exile you, or worse." Elias weighed his options. Exile meant certain death in the wilds. Acceptance meant what? A life among aliens, married to 3? It was insane, but a spark of adventure ignited in him. He'd always been a lone wolf, drifting from star to star. Maybe this was fate. "Fine," he said finally. "But I need time to understand. Teach me your ways." Thus began Elias's immersion into Elysian culture. The beginning of their courtship was a whirlwind of discovery. The sisters took him to the Grove of Echoes, where ancient trees replayed memories of past guardians. He learned to harness the planet's bioenergy, manipulating vines to build shelters or heal wounds. Lyriel, the strategist, taught him combat with light whips, weapons that could slice through metal like butter. Miral, the healer, showed him the medicinal properties of glowing fungi, curing his bruises in hours. Cyril, the artist, painted visions on his mind, sharing dreams of starlit dances. As days turned to weeks, Elias felt the neural link strengthening. He began sensing their emotions, Lyriel's quiet resolve, Miral's gentle empathy, Cyril's boundless curiosity. It was intoxicating, like having 3 souls intertwined with his own. One evening, under the aurora-lit sky, Lyriel confessed, "You complete us, Elias. In our culture, the triad is sacred. To love one is to love all." He kissed her then, and through the link, he felt the echo in Miral and Cyril. It was unlike any human intimacy, a shared ecstasy that bound them deeper. But not all was paradise. Whispers of dissent rippled through Vale's Haven. Some Elysians viewed humans as barbaric, fearing contamination. Elder Vorith, a grizzled guardian with faded shimmer, rallied a faction against the Union. "This outsider will dilute our essence," he thundered in the council chamber, a vast hall of floating crystals. Elias stood before them, flanked by the sisters. "I respect your traditions, but change is inevitable. Your world is dying. Let me help save it." The debate raged, but the Veil, a sentient AI woven into the planet's core, intervened. It projected a vision: hybrid children frolicking in renewed groves, Elisera thriving. The council relented, but with a condition. Elias must prove his worth in the trial of unity, a perilous quest to retrieve a lost artifact from the forbidden depths. The middle of their story unfolded as an epic adventure. The Forbidden Depths were a subterranean labyrinth beneath Elisera, infested with mutated beasts and guarded by ancient traps. Legends spoke of the Crystal Heart, a relic that could amplify the birthing pod's fertility. Armed with light whips and biosuits that enhanced their strength, the quartet descended. Elias's human ingenuity complemented the sisters' telepathy. When a chasm blocked their path, he rigged a makeshift bridge from glowing vines, while Miral healed a wound from a venomous crawler. Deeper in, they faced the shadow beasts, hulking creatures born from the blight, with tentacles that drained life force. In a fierce battle, Cyril was injured, her arm slashed open. Elias felt her pain through the link, a sharp stab in his own limb. "Hold on," he shouted, fending off the beast with precise laser blasts from his salvaged pistol. Lyriel coordinated their attacks telepathically. Miral, heal Cyril. Elias, flank left. They moved as one, their bond turning them into an unstoppable force. Elias's shot pierced the beast's core, exploding it in a shower of dark ichor. Exhausted, they reached the chamber of the Crystal Heart. It floated in a pool of liquid light, pulsing with energy. But as Elias grasped it, a holographic guardian materialized, a spectral Elysian from eons past. "You seek renewal," it intoned. "But unity demands sacrifice. One must give their essence to activate the heart." The sisters paled. "Essence means life force," Meryl whispered. "It could kill us." Elias stepped forward. "I'll do it. I'm the outsider. If this saves your world." "No," Lyriel cried. "We are one now. The sacrifice must be shared." Through their link, they merged their energies, each contributing a fragment. The heart absorbed it, glowing brighter. Pain surged through Elias, visions of his past flashing. Lonely nights on Mars, lost comrades in space battles. But the sisters' love anchored him, pulling him back. With the artifact secured, they ascended, the depths crumbling behind them. Back in Vale's Haven, the crystal heart was installed in the birthing chambers. Pods bloomed anew, promising a new generation. But the triumph was short-lived. Word of the hybrid union reached the United Earth Federation. A fleet arrived, led by Admiral Kira Voss, Elias's former commander. "Captain Thorne, you've gone native," she sneered via hologram. "This planet has resources we need, rare minerals for our warp drives. Surrender it, or we'll take it by force." Elias, now fully bonded with the sisters, felt betrayal. "This is their home, Admiral. We can negotiate peacefully." Voss laughed. "Peace? With aliens who brainwash our officers? Prepare for invasion." The conflict escalated into an interstellar standoff. Elias and the sisters rallied the legions, using the planet's biodefenses, vine shields that repelled missiles, illusion fields that cloaked their city. Elias piloted a repaired Stellar Wanderer, enhanced with Elysian tech, dodging Federation fighters. In a daring maneuver, he boarded Voss's flagship. "Stand down, Kira. This isn't about conquest, it's about coexistence." Through the link, the sisters projected empathy waves, softening the crew's resolve. Voss, sensing the unity, hesitated. "What have you become, Elias?" "Better," he replied. "Join us in alliance, not war." Negotiations followed. The Federation recognized Elisera's sovereignty, trading technology for minerals. Elias became the bridge between worlds. In the end, under the twin suns, the wedding ceremony unfolded. Elias stood before the veil, the sisters in radiant gowns. The neural link formalized, binding them eternally. "I take you all," he vowed, "in heart, mind, and soul." Lyriel smiled. "And we take you, human. Together, we forge a new future." Their hybrid children were born months later, strong, shimmering beings with human resilience and Elysian grace. Elias watched them play, marveling at the family he'd never imagined. Years passed. Elias grew old, but the bond extended his life, sharing the sisters' longevity. They explored the stars together, ambassadors of unity. Elisera flourished, a beacon of hope in a fractured galaxy. And so, the man who crashed from the sky found not just survival, but a love that spanned worlds, one human, three sisters, bound forever.